Happy Monday, beautiful people. So we're here, we're just heading out now to a cafe to go get ourselves a non-milk milk latte and then start working on some stuff for the week. So we're still running like ECL Productions, that's our company where we produce comedy shows back in Canada. We had a couple this week, so we had one in Cranbrook and one in White Rock. So we got to do all the admin from that, make sure everyone gets paid. And then we also have to do like the post-show posts on our socials. And then yeah, kind of get, and then get next month's events all sorted and that. So yeah, we're doing that. That's probably it. And we're gonna like obviously do our writing and all that stuff. We went to the gym this morning. As far as Australia goes this week, what do we have coming up? Sunday, the end of the week, we're doing like a family-friendly show at Yagan Square. So we got to start writing that today. I just have to go through all my material, figure out what is family-friendly, what's not, and then anything that I think I can just take the teeth out of, you know, basically just clean it up, get rid of any of the profanity or mature language, and then pump that out. We'll also probably put in a couple of our card tricks to do that. And then during the week, basically I think Monday till Saturday, we're doing spots. We're on like an all international show where you go and you just kind of go up and do like 5 to 10 and then promote your solo show. So we'll be doing that tonight, and it's Australia Day on Thursday. So we'll probably go catch some fireworks, go to Kings Park, is like the fancy park here in Perth. And dude, I heard they have a Canadian poutine truck. So I might go try that out, get myself a poutine. I'm down here at the, where is it? We're in Perth. Somewhere in Perth. Bloody hell, we're in bloody Perth right now. We're at a cafe where they've got a delicious non-milk milk latte. It's amazing. We're here with my man David. All right, David, what's your last name, David?
Rose.
David Rose. Look him up at davidrose.com. David, what is one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Okay, this is my girlfriend, by the way. And
Girlfriend.
I don't think she's going to enjoy this, but I'm going to say, don't get into an open relationship.
But why would she not enjoy that?
She stole me from an open relationship.
Oh, but then now he's in a closed one.
Yeah, now we're
so that's good. Okay. So don't get into an open relationship. That's
or
David's
do if you don't want to stay in the relationship you're in.
Oh, great. That makes sense, right? Yeah. Just have as many as you can. Okay. Now, that's great advice. Thank you, David. Everyone, round of applause for Dave with his great advice. Okay, everyone. Okay, now are you ready, Frankie?
The relationship.
Okay, we got Joe White here, my man Joe. What is a piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
I would say don't do door-to-door sales because you don't need to go through that level of abuse.
What
To
were
be
you
a
selling?
hard character. You can just learn a lot through life by avoiding door-to-door sales.
Don't do door-to-door sales. That's great. That's like, is that a Will Smith movie?
I don't know, but I did it for 4 years.
What did you sell?
Phone plans.
Phone plans.
Yeah, and then it turned out to be a scam that I was a part of that I didn't know.
Oh my God! You're
I
scared.
feel like I'm gonna go to hell for it. And, every time something bad happens, I'm like, it's because of the door-to-door
door-to-door sales.
I could have been smarter.
Oh man, got in a Ponzi scheme over selling SIM cards here to people. That's pretty good. If you're at home, you probably don't know. Why would they have home? People already have phones. That's a pretty aggressive way. I guess that's the only way to sell a phone. If you're calling people and you're like, hey, you need a phone plan, they're like, buddy, you called me. I clearly have a phone plan. You got to go knocking. You're like, do you have a mobile phone? And they say no. And then you're like, perfect. Have I got something for you? That's good.
So that and don't take yourself so seriously.
That's something I need to start taking more advice to. Don't take yourself so serious. That's a tough one for a lispy guy to say. Take yourself so seriously. You're like, Jesus Christ. Thanks a lot, Joe. All right, round of applause for Joe, everybody. That's great. And now last, we've got our man, Frankie, coming all the way from LA. Frankie, oh God. What is one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Read the book, The One Thing.
The one thing.
The one thing is about sharpening like your samurai sword, whatever that skill is or talent.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
And just going back to it, because I have ADHD, so like I got diagnosed in 5th grade.
Yeah.
So I was always distracted, always forgetting everything, and I always wanted to explore everything, but I could never just stay in one lane.
Yeah.
Same thing with my comedy careers. I started, but I was still working 2 jobs. I would go from a office job,
Yeah.
go serve tables, and then go to open mic in my waiter uniform, and they're like, "You're fucking nuts! Like, what are you doing?"
People are trying to wait it down, order drinks.
Yeah,
Hey, drink,
yeah.
sir, drink.
I look like the help on stage.
Yeah.
And I had like, I worked so hard, I had alopecia, big ass right here.
Dude, did it come back?
Bald.
Your hair, it came back though.
It came back one
Dude, I'm
time.
worried that I'm
Yeah.
going bald, man. I'm so
Yeah.
afraid of losing my hair. That's what I always wondered. Do you think people know when it's their last haircut? You're like, that was the last one, boys. Like, she's cooked.
Yeah.
You know? Dude, that's a great one. So the one thing.
Read the
so
one thing.
the samurai sword, because how they make a samurai sword, you pound it flat, fold it over, pound it flat, fold it over, right? Just
Or the dominoes,
repetition.
is, in the book, the first thing they talk about is the domino effect, where if you were to put dominoes in a row, starting at a regular size and then bringing each one up by a millimeter,
Yeah.
and then you were to put them in a row, it's like the power that it has. It's like
Right.
it goes around the world like 6 times and just
Yeah.
Like the power of just focusing on that one thing.
Yeah. If
Like
you want to
we
learn
say-
2 things, can you read the one thing twice? Was that what you
Sure.
would do? Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Frankie, my man. Round of applause for Frankie, everybody. All right, so this has been another installment of an experiment called Life. Make sure I'll probably post their socials for you guys in the comments below. Give them a follow. Very, very funny comedians. We're now here with George, the big handsome Greek. George, what's one thing you wish you would do? If you could go back in time 10 years ago, what would you tell your younger self?
I have to say, you started with calling me big. Trying to lose weight. I don't need this in my life.
If we could go back, you would remove that.
Yeah, no matter what your mom says. 10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
You go back 10 years.
Oh, it's going to be great. But you're not already because you are a fucking confident man. So keep, yeah, you know, your suspicions are correct. It's going to be absolutely fine.
We've now got down to the lovely Kings Park. Since it's Tuesday, we have the evening off. So we elected to come meet Terry and Sharon. And we're going to go to the park here and then go to the beach, have some fun. And then we'll do our work tonight when we don't have gigs anyway. Oh look, another beach. Good morning, beautiful people. It's a pretty exciting day. So it's Wednesday. So this is back to work day. It's like 9:30 in the morning. We already went to the gym. Hey, watch it, pervert. Getting really close to my shaft over here. Yeah, we're getting, went to the gym this morning. Had a great workout, dude, like crushed it. My energy levels are coming back from the flight, I think. Like everything switched over and I've been eating very healthy for the most part, other than that pizza last night. But even that wasn't that bad. It was very thin crust and had a lot of like good stuff on it. But yeah, I feel very good, feeling confident. And we got a couple shows tonight. We're doing the All International at 6. And then we're showcasing for one of the producers out here, Dan Willis. So hopefully we crush that. And guess what? We've got a lovely date tonight, which is very exciting. This lovely lady, I think her name is Elle, could be Ellie, I'm not sure. Which is funny because that's our other Australian friend's name. So her and I are going, she's meeting me at 5 o'clock, and then she's coming to the comedy shows. And that'll be really fun, getting to perform in front of her and hang out. And then, yeah, another beautiful day full of sunshine. We're just off to a cafe right now. We're gonna go do our writing, write some more jokes, and we gotta get ready for Comedy for a Cause. We gotta get some stuff done there, like the budget done up, and then talk to all the charities. And what else we have to do? Oh, the special we've got to announce the special taping on April 22nd here for Prince George. So we got to get that all sorted by the end of the week. Very exciting. Make sure you tell your friends about the special. Hello. So we're just here, I'm here at this, dude, this lovely cafe. These people here at this cafe are such sweethearts. Dude, I honestly think it's called like, what was it? Yeah, Charlie Boy. I want to say Good Boy. It's like Charlie Boy Cafe, and it's got a little dog. I'm guessing you can bring your dog here. But they're a bunch of sweethearts, and doing my writing, and I was writing about what I'm grateful for from yesterday, and I wrote about, you know, going to the beach with Terry and Sherry, and watching the sunset. Like, I haven't watched the sunset in I don't know how long, dude, like probably years. Probably last time I was here is when I actually sat there and watched it go down. It was really cool. It made me reflect a lot. Like, you really start thinking like about how finite this thing is, or I did anyway. I was like, dude, how many more of those do you think you have left? Like, how many more times do you think that guy gets to come up and down before you're done? And made me think, like, are you doing what you really want to be doing? Like, did you get everything out of the day that you could? And I honestly think that's the best part of my new life, man. Now that I'm doing what I'm doing, I always say, like, when people ask, they're like, oh, if you won the lottery, what would you do? And that's how I know I'm doing the right thing, because I would be doing exactly what I'm doing now if I won the lottery. The only thing is I'd be doing it like way bigger, you know? I'd be just renting way bigger venues, like trying to do that. But it would be the exact same thing. I'd just be doing stand-up comedy. I'd be writing every day. I'd be going to the gym. And yeah, pretty cool, man. Anyway, just having a moment, thought I'd share it with you. And this is probably just for me anyway. Maybe my mom will watch. So anyway, Mom, if you want to know, I'm a very happy boy right now. Hello, beautiful people. We're just standing outside the Aberdeen Hotel. We're getting ready to go in and do our first spot of the night. It was very exciting. Then we got to run over to the court to our second one. In other news, our date bailed on us. So that's a thing that happened, which is pretty common. This does seem to be a very, very common vibe with me. Makes me wonder, like, well, I mean, obviously there's something wrong with you. You don't end up in your 30s and single because everything's going great. But it does make you feel a little bit like a crazy person, because you're like, maybe I am not saying the things that I think that I'm saying, you know? Because this happens so often. The day of the date, I'm always like, oh man, like, oh, I'm so excited to take out a beautiful lady like you. I can't wait to meet you. And then I get nothing and they disappear. So maybe that's what I think I'm saying, but really I'm actually just like, hey, nice tits, wanna bang? Like, you know, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's okay though, because I did grow up like listening to Avril Lavigne, Skater Boy. So every time this happens, it is just like another log on the fire, where you're like, yeah, well, I'm gonna become a super famous skater boy, and then you're gonna regret standing me up. So there. Anyway, go tell some jokes. Good morning, beautiful people. It is Thursday here. I think it's January 26th. The only reason I say that is today is Australia Day. So it's like our Canada Day, but the Australian version, I guess. I'm very excited. Just going to go meet my buddy, Amos Gill, Mr. Gill, and we're going out boating out in Fremantle. It should be really exciting, dude. Last night was a bit of a trip. That's what I wanted to start with by telling you about. So yesterday I was so excited because I had a date lined up with a pretty lady, and then I was getting to do 2 comedy shows, one of which was for a producer I've never worked for before, and he produces a ton of shows all across like Perth, Adelaide, and Melbourne. So he's like, oh, really important, want to smash this, and want to also do very well in front of the lady to impress her. And then just shows you how quick everything can spiral down. So right away, the lady bailed on me. I still haven't heard from her, so she just didn't answer me, which I think I mentioned earlier. So then that kind of kicks you in the dick a little bit. And then I went to the first show, and I was like, okay, perfect. We'll do this, and then we'll have our 5 dial. We'll go to the next one. First show got cut from the lineup because they had to combine 2 shows to be able to have enough people to make a show. So then I was like, well, you already have 6 acts. You'll just dip out of here, because I was just doing a guest spot as one. So then I got cut to 1 show. And then when I got to that show, yeah, it was just very stressful. I'm not very proud of my performance. I mean, I did fine. It's good enough, but it's like, you really want to just smash, right? But the thing is, I realized that my set that I've been running is actually like 8 minutes. Then I had to cut it to 5. And so that's a big like screw up on my part. I should have had the 5 dialed. And I remember he said to me right before I went on, he goes, 4 is okay. He's like, 4 is good. He's like, 5 maximum. If you do 6, I'll never book you again. And then I went to go on stage and I was like, hey, like figuring out what I was gonna cut. And then I went to go on stage and I'm like, make sure you start your timer when you get called up there. And he called me and I didn't start my timer. So I had no idea how long I was. And then the whole time you're watching, you could just see him standing in the back of his corner and I could see him looking at his watch and looking at me. And I'm like, dude, don't go over. Like, what if you screw up? So I just had to cut one of my middle jokes in the middle short and be like, well, you guys, I want to finish this, but I got to get out of here. I'll see you later. And just walked off. So yeah, that's that. But the highs and lows of comedy, you know? Oh, here's what I'm really proud of. What I'm really proud of is that last night, so I was like not feeling very good after the show, and it's like, you know, the girl bailed on you, the show didn't go the way you wanted, and I wanted to turn to all my normal coping mechanisms. So you're like, oh, I love eating. Like I was just like, eat a bunch of shitty food or drink or, you know, any of that. And I did it. I remember I came home and I just felt the sadness. I changed out of my suit and I put on my my walking shoes and I went for a walk down to the water and I sat there and reflected for like half an hour and then walked back home, grabbed my book and then I read and then went to bed. So it was like, I'm very proud of my ability to cope with it, you know, and it was good. And then it's like Kobe. I've been studying him a lot lately, watching all of his stuff, and he always says, right? He's like, you either win or you learn. He's like, there's no losing. Like, it's fine. So I'm like, you know, learn, like I have to get my 5 tighter. Like I have to just have that 5 sorted. Don't like dick around. Don't have it where you don't exactly know. Make sure you start your timer on time. And yeah, all those things. Then it's like another thing he always says is win or lose, the process is the same. Like it's the same thing. I'm waking up today and I'm getting to work, right? Like I wake up, I go through my routine and I do it. It doesn't matter how well the show went or how poorly it went. It's the same thing. So it's just like, love the process, get after it and keep doing it. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly eat now because I gotta get out to Frio. So I love you guys. Well, we're gonna film while we're out there, I'm sure. Anyway, talk soon. All right, hello beautiful people. It is now Friday. I had a great time yesterday. It's Friday night. We're heading down to the Comedy Lounge. So we did a little spot on that All International show with Terry at the Aberdeen, and now we're heading to the Comedy Lounge. We're doing comedians versus rappers. So I guess it's 3 comics, 3 rappers, and it's kind of like a roast battle is my idea of it. And I think we tell jokes, roasting each other, and then we have to do a freestyle rap, rapping at each other. So it'll be my first time getting a rap on stage. It'll be so fun, dude. I've always wanted to do this. It's gonna be great. Beautiful people. So we just got back. I don't know how this is gonna piece up, but anyway, here's the Perth Scorchers game. So I went and watched the Cricket 2020. It's pretty cool. It was the final qualifier, so Perth won, so they're now in the finals. So next Saturday, they play at 4 o'clock in the grand final, I guess, at Optus Stadium. So I'm probably gonna go back, watch that again, which will be pretty cool. And yeah, should be a ton of fun. And check out the highlights. Hello, beautiful people. So it is Sunday, last day of the week. We're doing a kids show today, which will be very exciting. Never done stand-up comedy for kids. I don't have a lot of material for that, so we'll see how it goes. I think it's just gonna play with it and have fun, you know, probably do some street jokes. Anyway, if you're wondering what that noise is, I'm running out of clothes. And do you think this will work? I am gonna do all of my laundry in the bathtub. Do you think this will work if I just swirl it around in here? That's all a washing machine does, right? And then I'm just gonna hang it up. They've got this little like clothes drying line, so I'll hang it on there, and then it should all dry and smell great, right? I hope so. I don't know. I'll let you know how it goes. I need my mom. Well, beautiful people, that is the end of week 2 now. Here in Australia. I guess that's ECL 81. The show went great. It was way better than I thought it was going to be. I've never performed for children like that before. There were so many kids that were like, majority of the kids were like 8 years old, like 5 to 8, I would say. But you know what saved me? It's just card tricks. Like, thank God I learned how to do card tricks, and I had those. So it was like, because you did like 5 to 10 minutes of stand-up maybe off the top, and you're like, this is just not going well. Like, all these people brought their kids and they're not here to hear jokes. Like, a kid under 10, like, the last thing they want to do is hear somebody talk. Like, remember how boring that was as a kid? Like, when your parents would run into someone they knew at the grocery store and they just talk for an hour. You're like, what are you even doing? You're not even doing anything. So then I just was like, all right, who wants to see a card trick? And then they all got excited. And then you just started like bringing volunteers down one at a time, you know, and be like, pick a card, and then like doing the trick. And they really enjoyed that. Probably should have, I would definitely, if I was going to do that again, I would try and write more jokes, like have jokes to go with the card tricks, you know, make it a little more entertaining. But yeah, it was pretty good all in all. I was very, very happy with it. Other than the heat, dude, my laptop kept overheating. That was an issue. But yeah, so now anyway, we're just gonna close it out. Get ready for next week. Next week we've got a show Friday night. Is like our big show. That was like pretty much our last show. We have one on the following Wednesday, but I don't think that's gonna sell well. I think this next Friday is gonna be like the big one. And then yeah, just keep on keeping on. I don't know what we're doing next week. Ooh, we're gonna launch our live special. We're gonna probably do that right now and get a bunch of stuff sorted there. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.